Hi guys, welcome to Monday Night Mashup. I am
Hey,
Hey,
the
as you
FAQ's
see,
dropped! Yeah!
it's Chocolate Chima, and I am joined by Master Bates today.
Hmm. Interesting choice of nickname there, Manny.
We thought that both of us was come on today to give you the down low on the big FAQ 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
boy.
um, just a quick lesson from the weekend that I've learned, guys. Just let us know that you can hear us. Just let us know. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one time I didn't check that, it all went wrong.
How long was it, Dan? Like half an hour that people couldn't hear our
It,
commentary?
it was a good 15 minutes of me and Ad giving a breakdown on the game and going through the lists and everything.
That people couldn't hear. Yeah, guys. So if you can hear, unfortunately, hold on. David just said unfortunately. Does that mean unfortunately you can't hear us?
Oh, unfortunately, you can. Your voice does great on me, I'll be honest, Manny.
Okay. Well, let's carry on until someone tells us. Oh, unfortunately we can. Awesome.
Hey!
If you don't like my voice, David, get out of here. No, no, please don't leave. So let's get started on the big FAQ 3. Uh, First thing is the rule book. So a couple of big
Oh, we got
changes
slot.
in the rule book that me and Dan have literally just seen.
Hmm.
Number one is at the very first paragraph is moving, and it says add the following sentence to the end of the first paragraph. No part of a model or its base can be set up or moved over the edge of the battlefield. Pretty big,
Yeah,
isn't it? I mean, before you'd have
yeah,
these armies with like 10 flyers in that were just that could fit in the deployment zone and out of range of your army because they could hang over the edge.
yeah. That's the only reason why it's big, really, is because, I mean, normally during the game, before it was you could hang over the edge of the board, you just couldn't draw a line of sight to the parts that were over the board edge.
Yeah,
Um, but so I think during the game it's not massive, but what it is like when when people are say trying to set their flyers up out of range of your broadsides or your Dark Reapers or something like that, being able to put your wings or your tail or something over the edge of a table could get you those 3 inches that you need to be out of that
yeah,
threat range.
exactly.
So yeah, it could definitely come into play. Definitely worth noted.
Oh, David says these FAQs combined with Avengers and the latest Game of Thrones have weakened my nerd heart. Yeah, man, so excited. Watched Endgame. It was absolutely amazing. Then watched
Yeah.
Game of
Okay, Game of
Thrones.
Thrones spoilers is fine. I've seen that, but no end game spoilers, please. I just haven't had chance to get there yet.
Oh, that's it, man. Endgame was amazing. Then Game of Thrones was amazing, and now the FAQ dropped. Oh man, it's a good week for nerds, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
For nerds. But yeah, so moving on. Another thing in the movement phase is that flyers now gain the aircraft keyword, and it means that you can go within an inch of them in the movement phase, but you cannot end your move within an inch of them, meaning that you can now walk through the bases of flyers
Yeah.
as long as your movement gets you out the other side of it. So, it's not a big hit for flyers, it's a small hit for flyers, but not a big one. It means that people can still walk through them.
Yeah, but I mean, all it means effectively is rather than people parking their flyers right in front of an Imperial Knight to stop it moving, they're just going to position it 3 inches back. So
Yeah.
effectively, the back of the Imperial Knight base can't reach all the way over the flyer base.
Yeah. So before
So
your Imperial Knights can only move like 2 inches, but
yeah.
they'll be able to move like 4 inches.
Yeah. Woo-hoo!
Yeah, that's it. You've gained 2 inches, guys. You've gained 2 inches.
Hey, mate, I'd kill for 2 inches, I tell you.
Uh, I mean, another thing is the release of these FAQs is changed Eight Nations for next weekend as well now, because Eight Nations is going to be huge. And last year the FAQ came out like 2 weeks or 1 week after the home nations, making
Yeah,
the whole of the Eight Nations pointless because big things like the rule of three came in,
yeah.
and we'd all been using like 10 Flyrants and 10 Dark Talons and all of that kind of stuff, and then it was just like no rule of three.
Yeah,
It's good that it's come out now. We'll see a lot more interesting armies, hopefully, that we can put on the stream for you as well for Eight
yeah,
Nations, and you'll be able to see the new FAQs being used.
yeah. It would be really cool. It's a good sign of exactly what all the competitive players have planned with the new FAQ in mind,
Yeah,
and the new things it opens up and strategies you can use.
yeah. Another thing that we just had a look at was that units cannot declare a charge during the same turn that they disembarked from a destroyed transport.
Yeah,
That if your transport is destroyed in your opponent's turn, you can still charge in your own turn. But it means now that if you declare a charge with, say, a battle wagon, and it gets destroyed on Overwatch, the unit that gets out of it now cannot declare a charge, which is pretty
hmm
big if you're playing an army heavy on Overwatch like Tau, because a lot of stuff used to do that against Tau. They used to charge in the transport. It used to take like all of the Taus for the greater goods to kill the transport, and then the unit getting out charges without taking Overwatch. That's
yeah.
not the case anymore, guys. Woo! Woo! Glory for the greater good.
I have to admit that's never something that I've come across. I've never been jammy enough to destroy a dedicated transport charging in. I've always just missed. But yeah, I suppose it does make sense. I don't think they should be able to charge. So,
Yeah.
oh,
Any other things that have been changed in this? I think it's down in the FAQ part where people are actually asking
yeah,
questions.
yeah. I'm just reading through them now. So I read through it earlier, but obviously I've read all of them. So of all the books. So I'm just trying to think. Um, anything else like that was massive? A lot of it is just people asking stupid questions as usual, and Games Workshop giving
Yeah.
obvious answers.
Oh, here's one. If a unit cannot make any sort of move and end that move in unit coherency, can it make that move? No. And
Oh,
it says including piling and consolidation.
mm,
So now piling,
that's what it was before, though.
but it's just been cleared up, hasn't it? Because I've seen
Yeah.
people trying to break the unit coherency when they consolidate and stuff. Can't do it anymore.
I see. I see. Yeah, I've had that. I have had that question asked me before. Actually,
Yeah.
can they do? But I just said no. No, be sensible. Deviate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I can't think of anything really. There was a thing about the whole. Do you act as though it's in the? If something says you should do this,
Ah.
so it's the shooting phase. Do you follow the rules of if it's the shooting phase and it says you do? And then I've seen someone trying to say, well, if they've cleared that up, that means you can't Overwatch a character going in
Yeah.
because you in the Overwatch you shoot as though it's the shooting phase. But there's already another line in the FAQ that says, "Can you shoot characters if they're not the closest visible unit in Overwatch?" And it says yes. So I've seen people. You'll probably come across someone trying to take advantage of that, but just let them know that that's already in the FAQ that you can't do it. So
Okay.
yeah. Other than that, I think that was it for the main rule. But really, it's just a big change to flyers.
Yeah, literally. Okay. Let's
I
have a
can't
look
think
at
of
the
anything
next
else.
thing. So,
Next thing.
chapter approved 2018 has an FAQ. Ah, what have they done there? This is a big one. Rotate ion shields.
Oh yes,
So,
yes.
rotate ion shields. Change the last sentence of this stratagem to read: until the end of the phase, the vehicle unit's invulnerable saved is improved by 1 to a maximum of 4 plus, guys. So,
Mhm.
Castellan with 3 plus invulnerable save.
Yeah, that would be nice. To be fair.
Yeah, and that is
Yeah,
that's pretty much the only thing that's
yeah. I mean,
approved.
that's the thing. I mean, the list that I ran for a while was reliant really on that. In that my Gallant that was just running at people with a 2 up armor save and a 3 up invulnerable save. Um, that was like a key part of like a big distraction unit. So it's a
Yeah.
shame that's gone. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah.
You missed out the Shadow Spear errata, and there is
Shadow
something
Spear?
kind of interesting in that.
It's on a different order on my iPad.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
Do not interrupt me, Daniel Bates.
Sorry, I apologise. I'll wait. I'll
No,
patiently
yeah,
wait.
that's cool. Yeah, that's the only thing in the chapter approved anyway. So, yeah, Shadow Spear. What have you noticed here, Dan?
So in here, they've cleared up the bit with the Tome of Malkador. So basically, it's a Space Marine relic that you can take, and all it says is you can take an extra power. Like your Space Marine Psyker knows an extra power, but they've cleared up and they've said which table, because obviously the Phobos Librarian takes powers from the Obscuration discipline, but the that relic now lets you take a power from the Librarius discipline, which is the one that's in the Space Marine Codex.
Yeah.
So that means because like there's a couple of really cool obscuration powers, but like Might of Heroes or Null Zone, whichever is more important in your matchup, they are awesome powers. So it means if you do need those powers, and you always need Might of Heroes because it's awesome. So you can just take that relic on your librarian, and then you've got Might of Heroes in your list as well.
Ah, cool.
So yeah, that's really cool.
That's also a
That
cool thing.
Yeah, I had a couple of lists with him in, and I always kind of was trying to squeeze Tiggy in as well to get Might of Heroes in there. But save yourself 115 points now, which is quite nice.
Ah, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
David says the definition of within or wholly within got cleared up.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
spot that.
Hmm.
Oh, David, elaborate.
Yes, please tell us more.
How did it get cleared up?
Yeah. In the meantime, while we're waiting for a reply, let me
Yeah, in the meantime, yeah, carry on. I don't want to go scrolling through that again. That was
uh,
massive.
can you use the Fire and Fade Tau relic now after firing Overwatch? Ah, that's an interesting one. We'll find out when we get to Tau, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, I think it might be because it's one of those. Just quickly have a look at the Tau Codex. It might be one of those that it says when you shoot as if it was the shooting phase, you may move 6 inches afterwards.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Because it's done that whole if you shoot as if it was a shooting phase, you count as a shooting phase.
Oh, I see. So what? So
FAQ thing.
what the question is? Can I fire Overwatch and then move backward 6 inches?
Yes.
Uh,
A quick look. This model may immediately move up to 6 inches after attacking in the shooting phase. No, you can't because it says it specifically says unless it says you do it in a certain phase.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it does give that exception. Yeah.
yeah. So because that says you specifically do it in the shooting phase, you can only do it in the shooting phase. Idris, how did GCS? Oh, I'm supposing that's meant to say GSC at the weekend. And what's your thoughts on Black Legion cultist spam post Chaos Codex 2.0? Ah, okay. That's something that we'll have to talk about after the FAQ. Let's do the whole FAQ first. Okay, so that was Shadow Spear. Harlequins.
Yeah. So the only thing that I saw in Harlequins that made a big difference is obviously they've changed the flip belt thing back that you can charge over
Yes.
stuff when you
Yeah.
charge. That's nice. The other thing that sucks really is it says that the solitaire can't advance when it uses its blitz move.
Yeah, I just looked at that.
So yeah, basically what it was, you would move 10 when you blitzed. You would move 10 plus 2d6 for blitzing, plus a d6 for advancing because you can always advance and charge. So why wouldn't you advance? So it was 10 plus 3d6. It was nice, but they've stopped advancing, so it's only 10
Ah, okay.
2d6.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean my solitaire was always Yunari anyway, so it never really bothered me.
Yeah,
But
I was about to say that doesn't really change it for you, does it?
yeah, but well, Yunari sucks now anyway, so who cares?
David Schmidt. Oh, so the rerolls for shooting phase won't work either. Um, I believe that's referring to call, isn't it? Let's just quickly take a look at call and clear that up as well. Belisarius call. Whilst Belisarius call is on the battlefield, you can add. No, that's not it. You can re-roll any hit rolls in the shooting phase for friendly Mars units within 6 inches. Hmm. But when you Overwatch, you fight as if it was you fire as if it was a shooting phase.
Uh huh.
So can you re-roll any hit rolls in the Overwatch because it's in the shooting phase for friendly Mars units within 6 inches?
Oh, I see.
Because you now shoot because Overwatch says you shoot as if it was a shooting phase, and you can re-roll hit rolls in the shooting phase for friendly Mars units within 6 inches. How is that different to what the Tau thing says? This model may immediately move up to 6 inches after attacking in the shooting phase. Ah, okay. I think it's different. So, um, with the call, I think that's the one that's been cleared up because you shoot because they say that if you shoot now, you're shooting as if it was the shooting phase. So you probably do get your rerolls there. The Tau one says this model may immediately move up to 6 inches after attacking in the shooting phase. You
Yeah.
you just shoot as if it was the shooting phase, but you don't get to do other rules as if it was a shooting phase. If that makes sense. So you wouldn't be able to move because it's not actually the shooting phase.
Yeah. It's. I think it's quite clearly specifying that it's in the shooting phase there. So I don't see the I don't see the mix up. It's got to be in the shooting phase.
What with the Tau thing?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I get that, but then the AdMech thing also says you can re-roll any hit rolls in the shooting phase.
Um. Yeah, but it's quite clearly saying you can only move in the shooting phase,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's specifying a phase in which you do that, and it says that in the FAQ.
Oh, okay, okay.
Things
So you
that's
think you
like
wouldn't be able to use the re-rolls to hit from call then?
no, because you shoot as though it's the shooting phase. I know it
Yeah,
sounds
it's a
weird,
bit of a
but
weird one, isn't it?
no,
Yeah,
I
I
know, but
agree with you. I agree with you.
it is
I
different.
think,
I mean, it is worded differently. I think
yeah,
so.
yeah. So
Quite
I
clearly
think I think
worded
you
different.
can get the re-rolls when you're shooting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what does David say? So can you then use more DACA on looters being charged? Let's have a quick look at looters. What does more DACA say? The stratagem. More DACA.
I bet it says in the shooting phase.
Yes, it
Do
does.
this,
Use
this
this
and
stratagem before an orc unit from your army shoots in your shooting phase. So that's
again, it's
specifically an
specifying the phase.
ability that you use in the shooting phase again.
Yeah, it's specifying a phase. I don't know. I can't keep saying that
Yeah, I
over and
got
over.
no idea. That's a really weird one. Okay, so what is the next one? Astra Militarum.
Yep.
Has anything big changed for them really? Ratlings. Because of the battlefield one and enemy models, not really. Uh, Blackstone Fortress. No.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they've cleared up the Valkyries thing. That's come up before in the Glasshammer Elite page.
Okay.
Models may disembark from this vehicle at any point during its move, but if they do, they cannot move any further this phase.
Ah.
So yeah, it was brought up before, and there was nothing before saying that you couldn't move after that because effectively all they were doing was disembarking.
Okay.
So they can't move again. So because when they jump out the chute, they when they jump out the chute thing, it was classed as disembark, and then they could you have to land out of 9, but then I can't remember the gentleman's name who was asking, but he was saying, but then surely I can move then because I've just disembarked.
Yeah.
So not that you see Valkyries anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But
Cool.
yeah, nothing else major
Nothing
there.
else big. Tau. Tau. Tau have got a buff. Woo woo.
Aren't they just?
So I'm happy as a Tau player. Um, Master of War. Change the Kauyon ability to read on a turn in which you declare a Kauyon. At the start of your movement phase, you can select any friendly Sept units that are within 6 inches of the Sept commander. So now you can select the units that you want to do Kauyon on. It's not compulsory on every unit within 6 inches of the commander. So until the end of the turn, the selected units cannot move, but you can reroll hit rolls for them. So it means that units that you don't want the rerolls on, you can move,
Hmm.
which is huge for Tau because
Yeah.
before, you know, if somebody came down and killed your screen and you called a Kauyon to kill that unit, you then can't move the other units around to make another screen. For example, drones, Fire Warriors, Pathfinders, all of those kind of things. But now you could just choose to move with them and make another bubble while you shoot with the rest of your army.
Hmm.
So that's awesome. Um, has anything else been changed really? I don't think the Cadre Fireblade thing is a bit rubbish. It makes them overpowered, but I don't think they were meant to write it in the way that.
Yeah, yeah, you won't see that really. I don't think.
Yeah, because it.
I mean, it depends. I think you'll get some TOs though that will just go, well, that's how it's written, so
So why not?
why not? Yeah, I can see I can see TOs going with it. I wouldn't personally
No,
because I
neither would
don't think
I.
it's what they wanted to do.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't go with it either.
go ahead and explain it anyway, mate.
So basically, when you use the volley fire ability, it says models with this ability may fire an extra shot with pulse pistols, pulse carbines, and rifles, while the target unit is within half the weapon's range. So it quite clearly tells you there that you only get an extra shot in half range. However, somebody's asked on here with regards the Cadre Fireblade's volley fire ability, what exactly is meant by may fire an extra shot. So GW have said in response, it means the player can make one more hit roll for each model. Note that for a model with a pulse rifle, a rapid fire weapon, this means that it would make 2 hit rolls, unless the target is within half range, in which case it would make 3 hit rolls. So normally you fire 1 at long range and 3 in rapid fire. They've just said that you fire 2 at long range and 3 in rapid fire. So essentially you're getting 2 shots each with Fire Warriors, even at long range. I don't think they were meant to write that, but they have. So
Hmm.
I don't know how people intend to use it. It's a really weird one.
Yeah, yeah. I would just that's pretty massive, mate. Giving an extra shot to all those Fire Warriors
Yeah, it's pretty
in these
huge,
Fire
isn't it?
Warriors families. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, I really don't think that's what they meant. So,
yeah. One of the things that they have cleared up with the volley fire, which I do like though, is before people used to argue that drones don't get 6 shots in half range, they only get 5 shots because they were arguing that the model fires 1 extra shot in rapid fire. But GW have just cleared it up. They say you can fire 1 additional shot for each weapon that's in half
mm,
range. So
yeah,
drones have got 2 pulse carbines. So in half range, they fire an extra shot for each gun they have, which makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
So that's pretty
Sounds good.
cool. And that's literally it for Tau.
Yeah, that's about it. The
Ad.
next one is AdMech. There's nothing in AdMech.
Oh, is there literally nothing in AdMech?
Nothing. Not a sausage.
Okay. When we say nothing, guys, we realise that there probably are things in Magenta, but we mean nothing of significance.
Yeah,
Really.
nothing's going to make a difference to you in a tournament, so we're not
Yeah.
interested.
A big one, though, a really big one in the next one, which is Death Watch.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't going to like this, but special issue ammunition has been changed so that if you use issue ammunition, the bolter discipline ability does not apply.
Yeah.
So you don't get bolter drill anymore if you use special issue ammunition.
Yeah, this is something that you did actually think about, didn't you, in your FAQ predictions? I do remember you telling me about this.
Yeah,
Uh,
I thought that this is something that they would do.
yeah, but to be honest, I don't see it as that bad. To be honest, I mean, when have you ever seen a Death Watch unit stand still? You know, being as they deep strike down most of the time anyway, so then
Yeah,
they're moved. Then they because they charge, they can fall back and still shoot and charge. And
yeah.
I mean, if you're leaving them standing still, you're not really benefiting from all their special rules and stuff.
And nah, it's more for bro. It's more for like bikes. Like people were starting to take 3 units of 3 bikes now,
Hmm.
but
Oh, I
now they
see.
don't wound on twos at long range, so you don't get all the shots if you want to wound on twos.
Right.
People have 3 Terminators and a bike, even in their Deathwatch units. So all of
Right.
those don't get special issue ammunition. They either get double shots or the special issue ammunition.
I see. I see.
So it is a bit of a nerf. Nothing too big though. Oh,
Yeah.
says they changed Riptide Overcharge move so that it can't move within 1 inch of enemy models. That's pretty significant, I think.
Oh, I see that. I didn't know what that
Ah,
was.
ah. So I don't think that's significant, just because of the way that GW has written that the overcharge rule for the move. So the extra 2d6 move in the assault phase.
Yeah.
So it says it says here the extra move. This model can move 2d6 inches in your charge phase, even if it doesn't declare a charge. So what people were doing is, because in the charge phase you're allowed to move within 1 inch, people were moving 2d6 and then putting their model within 1 inch, but not declaring it as a charge, so they don't have to take any overwatch.
Right, I see.
However, David, it says here, this model can move 2d6 inches in your charge phase, even if it doesn't declare a charge. However, it doesn't say that you can't declare a charge after.
Yeah, so you have to take the Overwatch now.
Yeah, so you can move 2d6 inches,
Oh yeah,
stop an
yeah,
inch away from someone, and then just do an auto charge.
yeah,
So you can still do that because it doesn't say that you can't charge afterwards.
yeah.
So I think what GW was meant to do there is say that you can't charge after doing it.
Right, I see.
They don't want you to
Yeah,
abuse it, moving 2d6, then charging 2d6, but
yeah.
completely mess that up if that was the intention.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's quite a clear way to write a rule if that's what they wanted, and they've not written that. So
Yeah,
maybe
exactly. Maybe it isn't. Yeah, maybe they just want you to take the Overwatch.
yeah. But I mean that kind of makes sense. I don't think you should be able to charge something and ignore Overwatch just based on some janky sentence shenanigans.
Yeah,
If they wanted it to ignore Overwatch, they'd just say ignores Overwatch.
yeah, very true.
So yeah, again, kind of if you look at these rules with a bit of common sense, you're normally all right.
Yeah,
And that's how I would look at that rule anyway. So
yeah.
I'm not really that bothered.
Another thing that it does say in the Deathwatch FAQ is the drop pod thing. So it says which part of a drop pod
Yeah, it says that in
this is
all
from.
Marine books, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So now you
So,
can drop down, open your drop pod, and the distance is measured from all the doors.
yeah, I mean it
Like
was.
3 drop pods in front of your opponent's army, you might just stop them moving for a turn.
Well, this was the thing, you see. I mean, this was genuinely what I did in seventh edition with the Gladius. Was
Yeah, I
I had
remember that.
drop pods purely for that reason of just coming down because you can rotate the drop pod to however you want when it lands, so the
Yeah,
doors land end to end. But that's the thing. Then I was having to deal with a scatter dice, whereas now you don't even have to do that. So you could literally just take like 5 drop pods if you wanted to, and then just kind of line them all the way up across around your opponent's army,
yeah.
which is a bit weird. I mean, it could be a thing. It could be useful. I don't know. But was anyone playing that any differently this edition? Was anyone saying that the doors don't count?
I've got no idea because
Because
people
there's
are using drop pods.
nowhere in the rules does it say you ignore the doors. So if ever I've come across drop pods, I've played it as the doors count anyway.
Ah, okay.
So
I pretty much haven't come across a single drop pod in eighth.
yeah, I used one for a little bit when I was trying to get the Devastator Marine list working without Lias.
Oh, okay.
So I had some Marines in some drop pods coming
Oh
down.
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Ah, actually,
But
yeah, I do remember that.
yeah, but it didn't last very long.
Another little boost for the Death Watch. When an Eldari unit that can fly is set up on the battlefield as
Yeah.
reinforcements, within 12 inches of a unit, can that one unit use both the intercepting volley and Auspex scan? Yes, they
Mhm.
can.
Yeah, I did not expect that answer. I have to be honest.
Yeah, because it says a
But
unit that arrives as reinforcements is treated as having moved for all rules purposes.
yeah,
So you can
yeah.
spec scan them, but then you can also use the intercepting volley because they count as having moved within 12 inches of you. Which is a bit
Yeah,
crazy. It just means
that's
that
pretty cool.
one Shining
But
Spear unit would just get wiped off the board instantly.
well, that's what I say. Yeah, yeah. There's a thing as well about the whole biker keyword and that kind of thing, but they've cleared up the rule of because I remember at Battlefield Birmingham, I think Harry ruled it that bikers can't go through walls. and everyone was saying that they think it should be the other way because of it does say just for transport purposes he has the biker keyword,
Yeah.
but that's what Harry just made his ruling from. But it has just cleared up that the biker can go through walls, and they understand that it's stupid and it doesn't look right, but
Yeah.
otherwise you end up in some stupid situations that just would just complicate a game, and they're trying to streamline it, aren't they? So
Yeah.
they've just said, use your imagination. He throws his bike up the levels or something. I don't know.
Literally, I think that's pretty much it for Deathmatch.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so then we have Grey Knights. Grey Knights
yeah,
have got one small nerf, and that is the Heave the Prognosticars. They used to give you +1 save to your invulnerable saves,
yeah.
and that used to take you up to a 2+ invulnerable save after you use Sanctuary, but
Mhm.
not anymore. It says to a maximum of 3+.
Yeah, it sucks, but I
Yeah.
think we all saw it coming.
Yeah, they're just trying to take as many 2-up invuns out of the game as they possibly can, aren't
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they? Yeah. Anything
Yeah,
else? They literally don't have anything else.
no, no, there's nothing else in there.
Yeah, the only thing is, the only Death Does Duty end, the one that lets you fight when you die, I think, it says use this stratagem when a Grey Knight's character other than a Brotherhood champion is slain. Why would they specifically just not want a Brotherhood champion to fight?
Yeah, to be honest, I looked at it. And I haven't looked into it. The only thing, maybe it's
Yeah,
a thing or something.
mm,
Maybe it's
maybe.
excluded from some sort of high table meetings or what. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
just seems a bit strange, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Space
I,
Marines?
I,
Well
I I
done. I know
bet you
that.
it's fluff based, but
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
probably.
Don't see him anyway.
Well, bro, we're on to Space Marines, and I reckon this is probably like the first FAQ that you looked at.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
So, tell us,
Please
bro, is
let
there
me
anything
finish
good in
up.
this?
Please. Not really. The strike from the shadows thing. They're clearing up something there that I think someone, I don't know, maybe people weren't doing, but it's basically saying when you do the movement, the 9-inch movement pre-game, you can't move within 9 inches of other models.
Okay.
But that's kind of probably expected anyway. Um, and if you both have rules like that, it's the person who gets the first turn. But
Okay.
that's come up in one of our tournaments, and that's the way I ruled it anyway because
Okay.
that makes sense. So don't think there's anything there. There is something that keeps coming up in all the Space Marine books, and I'm in all the Space Marine FAQs,
Yeah.
and I'm presuming this is interacting with someone's rules.
Okay.
So it says when a unit with the "and they shall know no fear" ability takes a morale test, in the number that is added to the dice roll for the number of models destroyed in that unit for that turn, considered to be a modifier for the purposes of applying re-rolls before modifiers.
Oh.
And then they say no, the number is added is not considered to be a modifier. So there's obviously some sort of army with some leadership
No, I
shenanigans.
think it's everyone, bro. I think it's everyone. I think what they're saying is, and they shall know no fear.
Yeah,
And they shall know no fear means that when you roll a morale test, if you fail it, you can re-roll it.
re-roll it. Yeah,
So they're saying, do you roll your morale test, and then say you roll a 5, that's normally a pass, so you can't re-roll it, and then you take off the amount of models that died. But that would totally make and they shall know no fear rubbish and not matter. Do you get what
right.
I mean?
No, I still don't get what you mean now.
So it's like like with hit rolls. So
Yeah,
you would say you would normally
but it
hit
doesn't
4
modify the
plus.
dice. It just lets you re-roll it.
No, but yeah, no. You modify the dice with morale, don't you?
Right.
For example, if you lose one model and your leadership 7, you still roll for morale. You just can never fail it. So what they're saying is, say you were leadership 7 and you lost 5 models, you're now leadership 2.
Yeah.
But they're saying, is that a modifier of 5? So you roll a dice and you roll a 5, you would normally pass that. And then you modify the -5, so you're now leadership 2, so you've actually failed it.
Oh.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, and it just sounds like janky crap.
Yeah, it would basically, I think someone somewhere has probably said, that you can't re-roll it because you would have normally passed that. Or what David is saying here, it maybe means things like hemlock modifiers. Like hemlocks take -2 off your leadership.
Oh, right. So would you? Could you? If you? Right. Okay. Yeah. If you fail it, do you fail it before or after modifiers?
Yeah, like that. So say you're
Yeah, that makes
leadership
sense.
3. If
Yeah.
you're leadership 3, do you count as leadership 1 because the hemlock, or do you count as 3 until you re-roll it and then lose the guys?
Now that makes
Makes
sense.
a bit more sense.
Yes, Dave. Yes, mate. That's why you're here. You make total sense. Well done, mate. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense then. That's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah,
The
it's
only
not
other
modifiers,
thing,
so you can re-roll it if you're going to lose models.
the only other
Cool.
thing that I'm seeing is
There's the kill shot. There's a kill shot thing. You can't
oh,
use the kill shot stratagem on Forge World crap.
cool. There's a Auspex scan thing. Can the Auspex scan stratagem be used to shoot an enemy unit that is set up on the battlefield before the start of the first turn? No.
Yeah, I've had that before when I set up a unit of aggressors when I thought I
Yeah.
was going first,
Yeah.
and then someone seized. I can't remember who it was, and then
Okay.
they moved 9 inches forward. Then
Ah.
are they being redeployed within 12 of my aggressors? So can I shoot them?
Okay.
That was the question, and we talked about it for a bit, and I said that I wasn't going to do it anyway. So he can. I'm not going to do it. It sounds stupid, so
Cool.
came to that conclusion. But that would have been cool. I mean, you could then in those deployments because it was the pointy dawn of war. You're only 18 inches away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it won't come up much. It would have been nice to have cleared it up and had it because then you could use things like aggressors to stop these cultists and stuff pushing in your face.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, you can't have it because you're a broken space marine. Hellfire. This has really annoyed me.
Okay.
If I use a Hellfire shell or flak missile stratagem
Yeah.
and I hit, do I get? Oh no, not that one. That one's rubbish. It's the one where how do flak missiles and Hellfire shell stratagems interact with an Armerium cherub? Are you able to reload the weapon to fire again for the benefit of the stratagem? So pretty much, if you're a Space Marine player, everyone had a Devastator squad with a heavy bolter in there and a cherub, and you would spend 1 CP. You would hit and do D3 mortal wounds. Then you would use the cherub to fire again and do another D3 mortal wounds.
Okay.
2 D3 mortal wounds for 1 CP. It's actually makes sense. It's quite a nice little stratagem. It was quite one of the only cool things you could do in Marines. You can still do it, but you have to use the stratagem twice now. Is what they're saying.
Is it 1 CP?
It's 1 CP, yeah.
It's not
But
that
now
big.
it's 2 CP, but remember you have to hit. I mean, most of the time you'll be hitting on 3s with rerolls because you'll move, so you'll be -1 to hit, but you'll use the sergeant's signal to be +1 to hit.
Yeah.
You'll be hitting on 3s with rerolls, so you'll probably hit. But if you spend a CP and then don't hit, it's rubbish.
Yeah.
But at least before you had a chance of doing it again, whereas now you've got to spend another CP.
Okay, I get what you mean.
It's just stupid.
Yeah, it's silly because they've done it to something like Marines who are already.
Yeah, no. Why change it? And then also,
Actually, yeah, I don't think you can do it twice. Jason Roberts has just pointed out you can't do it twice as it's the same phase.
oh no, actually, they do actually say. It says, "Can I do it?" And it says, "No, you can. However, use the stratagem a second time to affect the second shot."
Subject to the
Subject
usual
to
restrictions,
So no,
which
you
is that you
can't.
can't use a stratagem more than once per phase.
Oh my God!
So you actually can't do it twice.
Jesus, man! Oh, just GW. Why? They just love kicking stuff while it's down, don't they, man?
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, you know what? Just take all the Devastator squads out. I mean, Marine armies with Smash Captains and Devastator squads. So just take Smash Captains now.
Oh man. Oh, it's for narrative play. So it means that you
Yeah.
so it means that you can do it twice in narrative play, but you can't do it twice in matched play because you can't use a stratagem twice in the same phase.
The stupid thing is, if you're playing narrative play, it's normally a couple of guys having a few beers in their garage who've just had the same models for 20 years, as if they're going to be scrolling through 300 pages of FAQs.
Yeah, yeah. This is
So it
them
literally
anyway.
affects nobody.
Uh, David literally says, "Oh no, they've said that you can do it in the FAQ." Then 2 lines down, as soon as we've said subject to regular things, he says, "Oh wait, kill me now." Oh man, it's literally like, yeah, you play Space Marines, so we don't like you, or
Yeah,
something along that line.
pretty bizarre. And then you've got someone who's asked, if I use the Hellfire Shell stratagem and I hit, do I continue to roll the wound to do damage normally as the addition to the mortal wounds? But it says in the stratagem, do not roll to wound, just
Yeah,
do 3 mortal
yeah.
wounds.
Some people just being awkward, aren't they?
I don't even know why you bother asking that question. But other than that, that's it really.
Yeah, that's it. Blood Angels, going on to Blood Angels. I don't think there's anything in here that
No, no,
not in the regular Marine book anyway.
no. Just probably just be the drop pod thing and.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Mhm.
There's literally nothing of proper significance in the Blood Angels. They've not nerfed things like Smash Captains or anything like that.
Yeah, they keep
Smash
putting that.
Captains, I suppose, have got a bit of a bonus because they're, as we said before, the fly keyword now works in the assault phase, like
Yeah,
everything, pretty much. So Smash Captains can charge over your screens again now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty much.
Imperial Armor? Should we do Imperial Armor? That's
What's that?
Forge stuff, isn't
Forge roll? No, no, no.
it?
I mean, to be honest, I know we do have to start paying attention to Forge World now,
With
um,
ITC.
being as we are ITC
Yeah.
based. But the honest answer is, I know bugger all about Forge
Yeah,
World.
we need to start. We need to have a look into it before we actually talk about it, because
Yeah,
we're gonna look like complete idiots to you guys.
yeah, because ETC's always banned it. And it's always been a case of, if you want to get onto an ETC team, you need to
You
be
don't use
seen to be
Forge World.
playing lists that don't rely on something Forge World.
Yeah,
Otherwise, what good are you? Because you can't use it in ETC. So now, yeah, it is definitely something that we need to look at and get into, because there are some broken things in there. So yeah, over the next few weeks, I'll be reading through the books and trying to come up with some ideas for them.
yeah, bro. I'm a little bit excited actually because I've always wanted to use some of them hazard suits in my tower army, and now I can.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can do.
Them hazard suits are pretty cool, so we can actually start using some Forge World, bro.
I know, yeah, I got kind of excited about the thought of using Elias again. To be fair, because I used him for a couple of tournaments right at the start of 8.
Yeah,
With his deep striking stuff. But to be honest, it was the stuff that was about then was different now to now. There wasn't half as many things that had the minus to hit then.
yeah,
And when you're deep striking stuff in with Lias, it was normally like dev squads or things with heavy weapons really that were doing a lot of damage. So they come down, they're -1 to hit because they've moved,
yeah.
and then the -1 to hit, so like you're hitting on fives. Um, yeah, it's not really that
Yeah,
reliable.
it's
I
not
mean,
that good
it's
anymore.
-2 to hit now, isn't it? So
Yeah, but it's just for like now that if we're practicing for ETC, we can use non-Forge World. But other than that, when we do ITC, which is pretty much going to be all the time for us now,
yeah,
we can
exactly.
use some cool Forge World stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But yeah, Space Wolves. Um, it isn't. Aren't they pretty much the same as
Nothing in
Marines as
Space
well?
Wolves, mate. It only just repeats the drop pod thing, the intercessor sergeant thing.
Yeah, I thought so.
There's nothing else in there.
I'm guessing Dark Angels is going to be pretty much the same,
Yes, it is.
except for Speed of the Raven.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I don't know why that's changed. The unit can still
Ah,
charge its turn as if it
use
had
this
not advanced.
stratagem when one of your Raven units advances. That unit can still shoot and charge its turn as if it had not advanced. Didn't that used to be that unit can still shoot as if it had not advanced?
Also,
Advance
as
and
well,
charge?
you also get a 4-up invulnerable when you use Speed of the Raven. When it says change this stratagem to read,
Oh, yeah, then that means that's
so have they
all the
lost their
stratagem
4-up
does now.
invulnerable yet?
Ah. And can they now charge? Did they not be able to charge before?
I thought they could shoot and charge before. Yeah,
Ah, okay. So it
yeah,
might be something
but yeah,
like that.
looks like they've lost their 4-up invuln,
Okay.
which was always nice on a Dark Talon.
Okay.
Seems strange.
Oh, just a quick one. Vic VJ, have I missed Deathwatch? Yeah, you missed Deathwatch, mate. But there was literally nothing that big in Deathwatch. It was literally just if you want to use special issue ammunition, you can't use bolter drill anymore.
Yep. Yeah, and they've cleared up the fact that they can go through bikers can go through walls.
Yeah, that was literally the stuff for them.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Sebastian says, nah, the 4 is the generic Raven Wing rule. Oh, yeah, that's the rule for everyone, isn't it? If they advance, they get a 4+ invulnerable. That's just their rule. It's like the
Ah,
Jink rule or something like that.
yes.
So they haven't lost that, so I don't know. Maybe it's a charge thing.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna take one quick look, bro.
yeah, I suppose we've got to get to the bottom of it, haven't we? I'll
Yeah,
see if I
let's quickly look at this.
see if I can find it as well.
What was it called again?
Speed of the Raven.
Speed of the Raven. Oh no, use this stratagem when one of your Raven units advances. That unit can still shoot and charge this turn.
Yeah, I thought it could.
Ah, here. It says that unit can still shoot and charge this turn. But in the FAQ, it says that unit can still shoot and charge this turn as if it had not advanced. So you don't get the -1 for advancing and shooting.
Ah, I see.
That's it. It says as if it had not advanced. So
As
you're
if it had
looking
not.
for any minuses for advancing and shooting.
Got you.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Makes sense.
Small bonus, but now we're on Crons, baby. Tell us all about Crons, Dan.
This was the second one that I went on. Yeah, I was waiting for the pink writing to read. Halve all points costs in the Codex. But unfortunately, it's not in there. Basically, all it does is just says that wraiths can go over units again, like they used to, similar to the jump pack thingamajig. It starts because there was always the question of whether things count as being in reserves if they're in, and you set them up on the tomb worlds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the emergency invasion beam is units set up with this stratagem can be set up in the first battle round, even if you're using tactical reserve. So basically, if you've got stuff on the tomb world, a unit on there,
Yeah.
and someone blows up your one and only night side in your army,
Okay.
because they're on the tomb world, they're classed as reserves. So people would say, oh, you can't use this stratagem because you can't put reserves on in turn 1.
Okay.
So it says you can get them in if you need to on the first turn.
Okay.
But then it also clears up are units set up on the tomb world using the invasion beam or eternity gate considered to be on the battlefield for the purposes of tactical reserve? And no, it says no, they aren't. They are tactical reserves.
Okay.
So basically, you can't set your monolith up on the front line and then have units come out from the tomb world on turn 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That was it. The other one is the quantum deflection stratagem, which is where you -1 to your rolls when you're trying to roll under the damage.
Okay.
It says, can you use that to ignore damage characteristics of 1? Basically, can you roll under a 1 is what it's saying, and yes, you can.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool. The other thing, though, which isn't in the FAQ, which is something that came up on the weekend, that Jason brought up, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
He was using Imitate the Stormlord's lightning ability to hit something, and it says on a 2+, the unit that you pick suffers. If you roll a 2+, it suffers that many mortal wounds. So if you roll a 4, that unit suffers 4 mortal wounds. Then it says, then roll a d6 for every unit within 6 inches. On a 6, it takes d3 mortal wounds. But it's a separate sentence. So Jason was saying, look, I've rolled a 1, so I haven't done the mortal wounds to that unit.
Yeah.
But because it's just a separate sentence, it says then roll a d6 for everyone else. He's saying, yes, I failed. I haven't rolled
Ah.
this. But it just says, then do this. So he's like, can I roll the d6? And to be honest, the way it's worded, I don't think you can argue against it.
Yeah, I think you can. I think it's saying that. I think it's saying the first unit takes D6 mortal wounds, then every other unit takes D3. But if you
Yeah,
roll a 1, they just take no wounds. Doesn't mean the ability ends there.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's pretty interesting. That is.
Yeah, yeah, I thought it was a really interesting spot. I really liked it. And like I said, it was Jason versus John, and John was like, "There's no way you can do that." And I was like, "It does sound a little weird, but the way it's worded is quite clear."
Yeah, it's just never come up in our games because you never rolled a 1 for that, pretty much ever. That's normally the one time you roll pretty decently.
Yeah, I think I've only ever used it in 2 games. I've never really, because I don't play Sautek, do I? I quite like
Oh
Net
yeah.
stuff, and he's a Sautek only character, so
Ah, okay. That must
I like the
be
extra
fine.
stuff.
Okay.
Right, Chaos Marines, mate. Anything interested in there?
Chaos Marines. Yeah, I was just having a look at that. The Butcher's Nails trait. Uh, does it still apply if the unit is fighting for a second time? Or do you only get additional attacks the first time the unit fights? And it's been answered each model in the unit can specifically make one additional attack in the subsequent fight phase. So in the whole fight phase, you get one extra attack. You can't do it each time they fight.
Hmm.
So that's been said. Um,
You know what? It looks like they haven't cleared up, which is always something that I've thought about. Do you
okay.
know when? And I don't know. I don't know if it is unclear, but I've seen it argued. Do you know Corn Berserkers?
Yeah.
It says fight twice. But then, like, do you fight with them as though they charged, and then do you start alternating for them to fight twice, or do they immediately fight twice? I've seen
Ah.
I've seen it be argued both ways, and I was kind of expecting them to clear that up.
Oh, is that in the generic chaos book?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's just their rules that's in the Chaos Marine book.
Oh yeah.
Well,
So
I've heard people like, I mean, I've never heard anyone ask, "Do I carry on rolling to wound with my heavy bolter when I use that?"
yeah,
Because it quite clearly says, "Do not carry on rolling to wound." But they've answered that question,
they've answered
so
that
I'm
question.
surprised they haven't answered this question because it's something that everyone is actually asking. So
However, to be fair, it just does say this unit can fight twice in each phase instead of only once. So
yeah,
it doesn't say this unit can fight a second time at the end of the phase.
yeah, but yeah, that's what people are saying. It's fighting twice, so it
So I'm
says
assuming
charge
it just
model
counts
fight
as a
first.
charging unit.
Yeah, so does it fight once with its charging unit and then you start alternating, or does it just fight twice straight away?
I think it'd fight twice as a charging unit.
Yeah, I can see it being argued both ways, to be honest with
Yeah, I
you.
can see it. I can see it.
It's definitely FAQ worthy,
Yeah,
but
it's weird that they haven't done it.
yeah,
Yeah. Other than that, there's nothing that big that's been covered.
no, no, I can't see anything that interesting there, to be honest with you, mate.
Okay. Um, other than chaos. Oh, my thing's just changed over to AOS. Wants me to look at AOS.
No, no, no.
Weird.
I know even less about AOS than I do about Forge World.
Okay, Tyranids. Is there anything special in Tyranids? If
Just a couple of
the
rules first,
horror.
but yeah.
If manifested, select one enemy unit within 24 inches of and visible to the psyker. Oh, okay. I think the and visible bit is the new bit to that, I think.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I think it's the visible bit they've added to that. And I think that's pretty much it for them, pretty much.
Yeah.
I can't
So at
see
the
anything else.
bottom is a unit that is affected by the opportunistic advanced stratagem, treated as having advanced for the purposes of shooting or charging later in that turn. It says yes. I think the
Okay.
opportunistic advance is the one that where you can double move
Oh,
something.
okay, yeah.
But it does say in that you can't charge. So
I don't think it does, actually.
yeah, it does.
Oh,
Because
does it?
Robbo tried to double move his flyer and then charge me, and I was like, mate, I'm pretty sure I would have heard of that if you could do that. That sounds horrendous.
Oh, I thought you could double move and charge. Oh no, is that with the Swarm Lord's only ability?
Yeah, that's the Swarm Lord, but there's a
Ah,
stratagem that lets you double move.
cool. But then you can't charge after it. Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, maybe it's the firing bit that's different, but either way.
Yeah.
Either way, you don't see Flyrants anymore. No one uses that stratagem, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Other than that, there's not really much in Tyranids.
Yeah, so Custodes, the only one in there really. Again, I don't know who's asking the question. Can I stooping dive if I'm within 1 inch of an enemy unit? No, you cannot. If you're already in combat, you cannot charge. I'm so happy I don't have to answer these questions. It'd kill me, man.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Some people asking some proper silly questions. Oh, well.
Right, okay then. Imperial Knights. So the big one is something we've already looked at is that they can't rotate.
Yeah.
To have a 3-up invent anymore,
Yeah.
which is probably a good thing, to be fair. Knights are pretty damn good at the moment.
However, another one which is quite cool to see is Death Grip.
Death Grip, yeah.
So on the roll of a 6, your opponent just breaks out.
Yeah.
Stops.
I don't know. I don't know, though, man. I don't like that.
I like it.
If an Imperial Knight picks up a Warlock and has him in his fist, I don't know. How does the Warlock overpower the Knight in that situation?
It chops his thumb off.
Yeah,
Switchblade, obviously.
maybe.
You know.
Forge that narrative, Manny. Forge.
You try and grip something with no thumb, Dan, and then come back to me and tell you you can do it. You know why I think they've done that? I think they've done that because it's similar to something that we're going to encounter a little bit later on in the FAQ.
Yeah, I think so. I suppose it sucks that it puts your opponent in a situation where they literally can't do something.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, that's all you want sometimes, isn't it? Is to just be able to roll that lucky dice and.
Yeah. However, it's also been buffed in a way because it says the Death Grip stratagem is used after an Imperial Knight model has fought, but
Yeah.
at what specific point in the fight phase does this happen? And it says
After
after the
consolidate.
consolidate, which is pretty good. It means
That's
you can kill something, consolidate into something that you want to Death Grip, and then Death Grip it.
Yes.
Which is
Now you still would have to declared that thing that you want to Death Grip, but
yeah.
Yeah, but you still need to declare it. You still need to be within 12 inches of it before you charge. But yeah, if someone's screened off that character or whatever that you can't get to, you could go in, kill the unit, move forward, squeeze the character.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because he's like leaning forward. Like he'll kill something, lean forward, and crush it. Stupid Warlock. Cool.
Vigilus Defiant?
Which one was Vigilus Defiant? Oh, that's one I've actually not looked at, actually.
Oh, that's the last Vigilus, isn't it?
That says...
The one with all the marine stuff.
I haven't actually looked at this.
Oh, me neither.
Friend Siegebreaker cohort. Within 60 walls, cover. I don't know. That's the Imperial Fist one that you'll never use. Is the Master of Biosplicing Warlord trait from the Servitor Maniple Specialist Detachment treated as an ability that repairs a friendly Mechanicus model for the purpose of... Oh, Jesus. No idea.
Weird one. That's a weird one. A nice thing is the orc bit at the end says, can a Bad Moon's Big Mech, Bad Moons is the ones that get the stratagem showing off, which lets them fire twice. Can they use both the showing off stratagem and the custom ammo stratagem to fire 3 times in a single shooting phase? And they've said no. Both stratagems only allow the unit to fire 2 times in that phase.
Okay.
Specifically say you may fire 2 times in that phase. None of them, you can't fire 3 times.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
Yeah, that's nice.
Next, we've got Thousand Suns.
Hmm.
Oh, hopefully they haven't had anything
You like your
major
Thousand
nerfed
Suns.
about them because I like Thousand Suns.
You do like your Thousand Suns.
The Kabbalistic Focus. Use this stratagem before attempting to manifest a psychic power with the Thousand Sun Psyker from your army. That's within 6 inches of at least 2 other friendly Thousand Sun Psykers units. Add 2 to the psychic test. I believe that was always like that.
You do get a few things like that, and I don't know. I don't know whether they're adding a comma somewhere to stop some,
Something weird happening.
yeah, some rules lawyer looking at it and taking advantage of it. But
Yeah. Bolt of Change. It's about putting spawns on the battlefield. Uh, Discipline of Zinj, Gaze of Fate. Change the second sentence to read: if manifested, until the end of the turn, you can re-roll one single dice roll that you have rolled. People weren't trying to make other people re-roll dice with.
oh, but I just think though, because obviously you had that in your Night Joust game, didn't you?
Yeah,
They use a CP to make an opponent re-roll their dice,
yeah, I
and
thought it
I
was
just think that's
cool.
awesome. It's so much fun. They should definitely introduce that into the game. I think they do it in Age of Sigmar, don't they?
They do that. What? Sorry.
I'm sure you can make your opponent re-roll a dice, or there's some Zinch thing that means you can replace their dice or something.
Oh, really?
I think so. But I'd love the idea. I love the idea of someone rolling a dice and going, "Yes, a 6!" And they go, "Nah, mate, nah,
No.
re-roll that."
That's really cool. What was that? What was that power just called? The one that I just said.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just trying to see it whether it says something. Ah, here it is. Ah, it's just because it says you can re-roll a single dice roll later during your turn.
Oh yeah. Suppose your opponent rolls dice in your turn. I suppose I got
That's a pretty funny one, actually. I like the sound of it. They should have let them have it.
that. It is very
Um,
Zinchy. I'll give them that.
yeah. Discipline of Treason of Zinch. If the result is greater than the character's leadership characteristic until the end of the following fight phase, treat that character as if it were a friendly model from your army in your shoot, charge, and fight phases. Ah, I think that's a buff, you know? Treason of Zinch. Didn't you normally only be able to use friendly model in your shooting, charge, and fight phases? At the end of the fight phase, the character reverts to being an enemy model. Oh, so it's the same. Oh, because I thought you could only control the character in one phase. And I was like, wow, you could control him in all the phases. That's cool.
Okay.
But you can't.
Okay.
Nothing changed there, really. And I don't really think there's much else that's changed in a big way. They were the big ones that I noticed.
Mhm.
So, that's that.
Super duper.
Uh,
Big one.
big,
Big one.
big one? What's happening? Big one. Hold on. Oh, Eldar!
Yeah. This
Eldar.
is going to have a massive change in the meta.
Now, go on then, Dan. Go on. You enlighten us.
Huge. It goes on something to do with Rangers, but that was the same rule as it was before, so I don't know what's changing there really. The big thing is that you conceal, reveal, and protect Jinx and Doom is only for Ashuriani units.
Yeah, that is a really big one.
Yeah, it's not for Eldari units, so no more Supernin, a Farseer, and a well, it was a Farseer really. I don't think you protected anything else, but it's the Doom. You can't Doom something and then your Harlequins and your Dark Eldar reroll wounds. So it's
Nah, mate.
massive.
The protect is big as well. Because the protect bit that you need to look at is Jinx.
Yeah.
It says change the Jinx effect to read that your opponent must subtract 1 from all saving throw rolls against units that are Asuriani as well. So you only minus
Oh
1 from your
yes.
opponent's save if it's shot by something Eldar as well.
Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, because that means now Jinx, you can't use Jinx on other stuff that shoots it.
Yeah, that's massive.
It's huge, man. So
And then
doesn't
obviously
work,
I used
Jinx
to do
doesn't
the same
work.
deal as well. Okay.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Loop's not that good anymore.
it's really big. You know, Eldar, God, they've just changed overnight with the Yanari rules dropping
Yeah.
and this. It's just completely shaking it up. I mean, you've got to think, poor Harlequins. I was looking into running Harlequins, and as soon as they lose that Doom, that's it. They're rubbish.
Yeah.
So it's a now you literally cannot do it at all.
Mm.
Which is pretty mad. So Harlequins definitely need something doing to them now because they're really going to struggle. Dark Elder, I don't think will struggle. I still think they're good, but it's certainly taken them down a couple of notches.
Yeah. The only thing I've seen is it says can a swooping hawk unit that moves over an enemy unit as a
Hmm.
result of quicken psychic power use its
Yeah,
grenade pack ability? And they said yes.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's been asked before. To be honest,
Okay.
I don't think that should be in pink. That's come up before in an FAQ.
Yeah. One thing that you notice is it doesn't really say anything that nerfs flyers in here.
Well, that's in the main rulebook, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
this is literally just the move block.
yeah, it is the move block. I mean, everyone was saying because the Crimson Hunter Exarch is quite clearly undercosted.
Yeah.
I get that. However, GW have said unless it's drastically needed, they aren't going to change points
Points
in
in
big
FAQs.
FAQs. They were FAQs to be rules changes and updates. Chapter approved to be points updates.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's they have said that. So and although they have changed the points for the Castellan, um, that's I think that's considered as a drastically needed change. So.
Okay. All right. Well, we're on to the last 4 or 5 books here.
Hmm.
So we have Death Guard,
Yep.
Demon Prince of Nurgle keywords, add Psyker to the keywords line. Okay, fair enough. Can Poxwalkers use the Curse of the Walking Pox ability to increase the unit above its starting strength? Yes. I believe that has been asked before.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. Yeah, I think there are a couple of things in pink that shouldn't be in pink.
I'm just reading the Poxwalker stuff because I really want Poxwalkers back. There's 3 things that have been asked about Poxwalkers. If the Poxwalker's Curse of the Walking Pox ability or the Dead Walk Again stratagem increase the unit above its starting strength in a match play game, does this cost reinforcement points? Yes, you must pay reinforcement points for each Poxholder model that you add to the unit that would increase the unit above its starting strength. Does that mean you don't pay reinforcements to get yourself up to starting strength?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, because
Ah,
basically you only it's similar to the Necrons coming back and that kind of thing. Any ability that lets you regenerate models from a unit that you've bought, you never pay reinforcement points for.
okay.
Whenever you bring a whole new unit on, kind of thing, that's when you need to pay reinforcement points.
Okay, fair enough. So,
That's always been the way that they've done it. That's always been the way they've ruled it. So
so nothing really going to bring Poxwalkers back. That makes me sad.
not really. I mean, we all watch Game of Thrones. We know what a stupid concept it is. Uh, so you know,
Okay, Chaos Demons then.
yeah,
Hopefully they've got a
nothing really.
buff or
I don't
something.
think
We all love Chaos.
nothing big.
It's false.
We do love Chaos Demons. They're funky. I like them.
Okay, so there's nothing big there at all.
No, not that I can see, mate.
Okay. Drakari? Drakari really haven't really changed, have they? I don't think. I think Drakari's one of those armies that haven't been nerfed or really buffed.
No, I think they're really good, Dracaria. I think they're really interesting. I don't think they're that far out pointed wise.
Yeah.
It was the fact that it was the Doom thing, wasn't it? The Doom and Jinx allies that really pushed them over the top. I
Yeah.
think they're in a really nice place now.
Okay.
I
Cool.
don't, I don't think you can really complain about them that much.
Codex Gene Stealer Cults. Here we go. These
Here we
2 ones
go.
are fairly big.
Hmm.
So this one, Cult Ambush. Revealing ambush markers. Note that unless these units can actually move during this movement phase, they do not count as having moved in their movement phase. such as shooting heavy weapons. So if you reveal like mortars from a blip, they will fire without the penalty of having moved because you're literally just deploying them.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, that probably wasn't being ruled like that, so that's a cool change.
yeah, and then add the following paragraphs to the end of the Brood Brothers rule, and I think this is probably where it's a bit big. Brood Brothers units that have the voice of command cannot issue orders to any unit that has the Gene Stealer Cult's faction keyword, nor can they be nor can they issue orders to units that they would not have been able to issue orders to before they gained the Brood Brothers keyword. Either
Yeah.
the Brood Brothers company commander cannot issue orders to a Brood Brothers Ogrin unit or to a Brood Brothers Tempestus Scions unit.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Does
big.
that mean they lose orders? They lose orders, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
huge, I think.
big for Gene Stealer Cult. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is pretty. They came from below. Add the following sentence. Any unit set up underground in this way cannot arrive on the battlefield during the first battle round. Good.
Yeah. That was something that was brought up on the
On the
weekend.
weekend, yeah.
Yeah,
So you
and
can't put yourself in reserve and then charge straight away.
yeah, yeah. You can't put yourself in reserve, then turn up turn one.
Yeah.
That's how it reads in the rule book, and that's why when a certain good-looking ginger person asked me if he could do it, I said, "Does that sound right to you?" I said, "Does it sound fair to you, Tom?" And he went, "Not really, no." So I said, "Do you think I'm going to let you do it then?" And he went, "Not really, no." And then he went back to his table.
Okay, then we've got Lurk in the Shadows. Change the third sentence to read, until the end of the phase, enemy models can only shoot that unit if it is the closest enemy unit that is visible to them. Oh, I think that was pretty much like that anyway.
Yeah.
Is there anything else big? There's got to be something. There's one thing that I was thinking of specifically. Mental Onslaught.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mental Onslaught. So what we call the bullshit power, because that's exactly what it was. It's just a load of crap,
It's it's such an apt description.
literally. But now that's what we were saying is very similar to Death Grip. On the roll
Yeah.
of 6, you just break out. So
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
I still think that's overpowered because
It,
it could actually still kill something like a Riptide before you roll a 6. Is
yeah,
possible.
that's exactly what I was about to say. I still think it's all they need to do is say it's unmodified leadership.
Yeah.
Job done.
Or just say you can only lose a maximum of 6 wounds from this power. Something like that.
Uh, yeah. I just don't see why it would operate on unmodified leadership.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. That's how pretty much everything else works. Don't know why they won't change it for that.
Here is something that came up when I played against Gene Stealer Court in one of my games.
Mhm.
Amulet of the Void Worm. I believe that's the no Overwatch relic.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad now because this is the way that we did rule it in our game. I didn't think it was right, but apparently GW thinks it's right. So who am I?
Okay.
There's, in addition, enemy units cannot fire Overwatch at the bearer's unit. So basically,
Right.
what I was saying is because people normally take it on their Patriarch,
Yeah.
so you can't Overwatch at the Patriarch, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But then people would take a Patriarch with like two of those little like things with them. You know, the ones that let them cast an extra power and stuff.
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah. Yeah.
So people would have like a unit of him and two of them, or one of them,
Yeah.
and then they would charge you, and you can't Overwatch. And they were saying you can't Overwatch them. You can't Overwatch because it's the Patriarch charging you. But I was like, the whole unit doesn't have that relic. Only the Patriarch model has that relic.
But if it's a unit, then the patriarch would actually have to charge him with them, surely.
Yeah, exactly. But normally relics only apply to the model, right?
So, why do you have to declare which model is charging? What's the difference if it's a unit?
Oh, no. My whole thing was, you know, if you look at the Gene Stealer Cult's book, In there, I believe it says under the relic. I think it says model. So if you look at the,
So why wouldn't you declare with the Patriarch if it's a unit? What difference does it make? I don't understand.
I'm just gonna have a look for you now. Voidworm. Ah, because it says enemy units cannot fire Overwatch at the bearer,
Okay.
so you can't
Oh,
fire
what? So
Overwatch
you're
at
saying,
him.
oh, I ignore that relic because he's got two things
He's
with
got
him.
guys with him. It's not just the bearer charging you. It's more than the bearer, which I didn't think was fair.
So what you were saying is, I can. Were you saying I can shoot at those two, and if I kill those two, the wounds will spill over onto the Patriarch?
No, no, no. I was happy for just those guys to die, and the Patriarch's fine.
Yeah, no.
Because what it means is normally, because if the Patriarch makes it in, he normally ties up a unit. But if the Patriarch and the other guys make it in, they could tie up 3 units of broadsides without being overwatched
Yeah,
because you've got
no.
else with him.
I agree with that ruling. I don't know. I don't know why you would think the other way.
Yeah, cool, cool. But yeah, so it just clears it up. So it means the whole unit cannot be overwatched.
Cool. Sounds good. Keep it simple. I like it.
That's it. Uh, oh my god, the other one's really long.
I can't think of anything else that's been brought up
Yeah,
when I
I don't
do
think
it.
there's anything big. Anything
Yeah.
big.
No, wait. Ugh.
Ah, are units in Brood Brothers detachments restricted from using regimental orders or all orders? They cannot use regimental orders but can use other orders. Note the errata above that further clarified which units these orders can and cannot be issued to. Okay, fair enough. They're just clearing up that you definitely do
Yeah.
orders,
Yeah.
I think.
The idea was though is that you take a unit of um you took units of 10 guardsmen, wasn't it? And you were deep striking them down,
Units of
giving them
20.
the giving them the what was it, first rank, second rank,
Yeah.
and getting like 40 shots off them.
Hmm. But that's the thing. So people were doing it on units of 20, weren't they? Because you can have 20 Brood Brothers. So people were
Mm.
dropping units of 20 and getting 80 odd shots.
Yeah, yeah, that was a really cool thing for them, but they've lost that now. So
Yeah. Because, I mean,
I
it
think,
wasn't that broken because it was still just las guns. It was still just strength 3 shots and they do only hit on 4s.
yeah,
I didn't think they
I
needed
thought
to lose
it
that.
was really nice for them. But I do think that really hurts them to the point of it might put a few players off.
Yeah, it
I
might
don't
put
know
a few
because
players off. Jeez, it
that
is.
that was big. That
I
was a
agree.
big kind of horde answer for them. So
I agree, yeah. Uh,
yeah,
the last one is orcs,
yep,
and orcs have been hit kind of hard.
yes, they have.
It's a shame because orcs are cool. Orcs are
Yeah,
really cool, and they've only just become good, and now they've been hit really hard.
yeah.
One of the biggest ways is mob up.
Hmm.
Look at mob up. Use this stratagem at the end of the movement phase before setting up any reinforcement units from your army on the battlefield. Ah, and it's before setting up any reinforcement units as well. And it says select 2 clan boys units from your army that are within 2 inches of each other. So you can only mob up boys now.
Yep.
So you can't mob up looters anymore,
Yeah.
which is a shame, I think.
Yeah. It was just a benefit, wasn't it? From because a unit of 25 of them, they can all be dejumped. They all benefit from that. Those two
Yeah.
orc stratagems that everyone was using.
And Daka, shooting twice with the unit.
Yeah.
The
So
looters.
it's a huge force multiplier. But it's always a shame to see orcs hit because,
Yeah,
like you say, we all love orcs.
yeah. But the thing is, they've not just nerfed that, they've nerfed it so that the point of like boys as well. You can only mob up boys, which actually would not be that bad if they hadn't put in that sentence of before setting up any reinforcement units on the battlefield.
Okay.
Because what was a really cool thing was that boys can advance and charge. So what you would do is you would advance your unit of like 30 boys
Yeah.
up the battlefield so they move like 10 or 11 inches. And then you deep strike a unit of 10 boys in that you put in the teleporter.
Right.
You
Okay.
chain them all the way back to the unit.
I got you.
Unit currency with the 30, but the front end of them would be have an 8-inch rerollable charge on the enemy.
Yeah.
You could like turn 2 charge with like 30, with 40 boys.
Oh, I
Them
see.
all into
Yeah.
combat and out of like shooting and stuff, but you can't
Yeah.
even do that anymore.
Oh, okay.
So that's one thing.
Yeah, that's a
And
cool tactic. Yeah, I think you can do it. You can do it though with what was it? There was someone was doing something with the transport somewhere where you set a transport up on the line, and then they can get out a certain amount of inches. There was some stratagem that was giving you extra inches somewhere.
Yeah.
I think it was. So you put a unit of 10 boys in a transport on the line, and then all your other boys around it, and then they get out, get the extra inches, move, advance, then you mob up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You try and slingshot them up the board
Yeah,
that
it's
way.
pretty cool. You gain a couple
Can
of
still
inches
do that.
on that, yeah.
But yeah, yeah, no, that is pretty big because the looter bomb was the thing, wasn't it? So
Yeah, literally. Um, is there anything else in there? Uh,
well,
not
look at me.
really.
No,
Not really anything else. But the mob up was just that big that it
yeah,
just hits them so hard. It was literally the main crux of the Orc army before.
yeah. It's such a hard hitting thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, because there were just multiple things like Storm Boys were really good with it.
Yeah,
And you know everything in the Orc book was better with mob.
yeah,
Yeah, they've just gone, well, orcs have always been at the bottom, and now we've put them on the top for a bit. Let's put them
yeah.
back down to the bottom.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Cool.
So that is literally the end of the FAQ.
That is all the FAQ. Yeah,
Bloody hell, we can talk, can't we, Dan?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
God, it's fun talking about toy soldiers, though, isn't it?
it is. Yeah, I love it. But yeah,
My missus loves to be.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was
So
that.
yeah, hopefully
That's
you guys
basically
found that
everything big.
helpful. Saves you kind of reading through it on your own. We've got some, we've got a few chats going on that we've been throwing ideas around and stuff like that in. So hopefully we've covered a lot of the things that you'll start to see. But yeah, like I said, watch the stream this weekend that we're doing for the Eight Nations.
Yeah.
And you'll see a lot of cool ideas floating around there as well.
Oh no, Ash has just come in. I'm an hour late for this. Yeah, you are, bro. You're gonna have to listen back to it on your own.
Well, at least you can listen back to it rather than just read through the FAQs all on your own.
Yeah, yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Well, guys, yeah, like Dan said, thanks for watching. Tune in and watch the stream on the weekend so that you see all the cool stuff that the top players are using, so to speak, in the teams that are in the UK and the other teams for the Eight Nations. And also remember to tune in to Open the Vaults, which we'll
Yep.
probably be doing live from Element Games the day
Yes.
before the Eight Nations starts.
Yeah, probably just talking about some interesting things that we've seen, I imagine.
Yeah, that's it, really.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. We will be
see you on
covering
Friday.
the new Yanari rules as well when they drop. I
Ah,
think the
yeah.
Yanari rules are dropping this weekend, aren't they?
Yeah,
So
the weekend.
once we get, I mean, I've seen the leaks online, but I'd rather get the White Dwarf in hand and check that out.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we'll probably cover that in next week's Monday Night Mashup.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, we might have Dan join in with us again.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Although you have to do it a bit earlier. This is way past my bedtime.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
I'm old, mate.
now as
I'm
well.
old. I can't be doing this.
Well, the Yanari won't be as big as like 28 odd books that we've covered today, will it?
No, that's true. That's true.
We should be okay next week. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and we will catch you later.
Will do. See you later, guys.
Peace.
Bye bye.